What's going on, guys? It's the man, the myth, the suburban legend, bringing you guys my Homefront multiplayer tips and tricks video. This is essentially everything I have learned so far about Homefront wrapped up into one video. The first tip I'm going to give you guys is always rush the B flag. And I know right here I'm going to A, but generally you're going to want to rush the B flag right away. It's going to give you the greatest chance to win the first round. If you can hold down B by yourself, or luckily you'll get one or two teammates to come help you out, then you have a great chance to win round one, because chances are most of your teammates are going to run towards either A or C and win that battle. So you're going to start off with 2 out of the 3 flags, and it's going to be a great advantage for you. Just watch this great start I have here. I take A, and then I come over here and I try and work some magic on B. So far this is probably the best start I've had to a game, so I figured I'd throw this out there as a backdrop for my tips and tricks video. Taking out a lot of people trying to defend B, and this game is just like domination in Call of Duty. However, it plays totally differently. In Call of Duty you want to defend 2 flags and leave one of the flags for the enemy so you know where they're spawning, but in this game it's way too chaotic for that. I mean, the flags cap way too fast. It's a hectic game mode, so if you have 2 flags, go for the 3rd one. Try and hold it, because by the time you cap that one, you're probably going to lose one. And this guy was creeping under here under the bus, which is a good hiding spot when you're trying to take B. I didn't even see him there, and yeah, that's definitely a good tip. Another thing I like about this game is around all the flags, there's always little hiding spots everywhere that I find a new hiding spot every game. So if it says it's contested, look everywhere. There's probably someone trying to camp in the corner. And right here, I knew I was beat 2-on-1, so I ducked down into cover, and I ended up being able to take them both out because they were looking around the other side of the bus. Always drop into cover. Take advantage of the fast drop down time in this game. You can drop down to the ground in a matter in like a split second. So always remember that. If you're losing a battle, hopefully you have some cover around you. Just drop down, recover your health. Health recovers very fast in this game. My second tip is always have at least one class with the Rhino. Now the Rhino is that little remote control drone that locks onto tanks and helicopters. And that little thing is the best way to take out Apaches or Chimeras and scout helicopters. Basically anything in the air. And I know you're saying, well, a proximity launcher is pretty good, but the Rhino is way easier than a proximity launcher. It'll take down one of those helicopters in 2 or 3 hits, and it only takes 2 seconds to reload the Rhino. Whereas the helicopters, it takes them 5 seconds to reload their flares. Obviously the advantage goes to the Rhino in that situation. My next tip, I would say always run a rocket launcher on your main class. You never know when you're going to need it. I mean, vehicles spawn out of nowhere. There's always a Humvee running across the map. And I usually use EMP grenades too. EMP grenades combined with the rocket launcher is a great combination on your main class. Especially for those Humvees. Always taking out vehicles gives you a lot of spare battle points. Here I'm in a tank, and the tanks are great on this game. One of my tank tips is just be aware of your armor. And I die right here. I'll get back to my tank tips in a second, but right here I wanted to give you guys a drone tip. And if you look in the top right hand corner of your screen, in a couple seconds here it'll be popping out my first drone tip. And a lot of people don't know this, but watch what I do here. I take out the parrot drone and I'm flying around, and let's say you notice an enemy close to your body. Just hit square and you can pop back to control your player again, take out the enemy, and all you have to do is hit up on the D-pad again to go back to controlling the drone. Great tip, if you're aware and you see some enemies rushing close to your body, you can take them out and then get back to your drone. However, your drone will sit stationary in the meantime. So that's my drone tip. The next thing I'm going to want to tell you is at the beginning of round 2, try and have enough battle points saved up by that point in time to be able to spawn in a battle tank. Especially if you win round 1, and your best chance to win round 2 and get the quick 2-0 victory is to have you and hopefully 1 or 2 of your teammates all spawn at the beginning of round 2 in a battle tank. Some people don't know this, but you can take objectives in vehicles, in Humvees or tanks, and tanks are just a beast on this game. I prefer tanks. 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a better kill streaks and better results with a battle tank over the Chimera or the Apache helicopter. And it's a lot of fun too when you shoot someone and you see their body fly 55 feet in the air. It's a lot of fun. The Apaches are pretty easy to shoot down. You know, I'm going to give you guys some Apache tips in an upcoming video. I didn't have enough time in this video to give you Apache tips, but upcoming I will be giving you some, hopefully some good tips for Apache. My next tip is tank awareness. Whenever you're in a tank, you need to be aware that the tank actually has 4 sections that can take damage. The front, both sides, and the back, obviously. The back is extremely weak and susceptible. I've seen 2-hit kills of the back and you're done. However, your front and sides can both take a few hits each. So if you get hit in the front, turn one side to the enemy if you can't take him out with your launcher. Turn one side to him. If he hits you on that side, rotate and face him with the other side. It's all an awareness thing. And always keep your rear pointed away from the opposition. Because if they come up and they hit you with a rocket launcher in the rear, it's over. What else did I have for a tip besides the drone tips? Okay, my next tip, and let me just put this bluntly. Don't be a bitch. I mean, seriously, this is not Call of Duty. You can't camp in a corner and get your kill streaks, okay? You have to be aggressive in this game if you want to have success. The mark of a good game for me is when I spawn and I see 3 or 4 snipers on the enemy team. I know there's no way in hell I'm losing that game. Snipers don't do shit for your team. Yeah, you might get a few points and you might get some battle points saved up, but it's all about capturing objectives in this game. You need to get in there, get on the front lines, get down and dirty, and cap some frickin' flags. Also, don't be a selfish player. Whenever you see a Humvee, whip out that rocket launcher and take that thing out, okay? I mean, just be a team player. Use your battle points. They're there to spend. Don't be that guy who saves up his battle points to get a Chimera and get his shot down from the air in 5 seconds flat. I mean, that does not help your team out at all. You could have probably took out 2 or 3 Humvees and maybe spawned in a tank, capped an objective, maybe defended 2 more. I mean, be smart with your battle points, okay? 9 times out of 10, I will not even save up for a Chimera or Apache helicopter because a lot of times it's a waste. And I'm pretty good in those helicopters too at evading and using my flares, but it's still a waste. The tank is such a better option, and the only way I'll use an Apache is if I start out a game on like a 10 kill streak and you get a ton of battle points built up. Then I'll use an Apache. Otherwise, you have to be a team player. Use the rocket launchers. I mean, use the drones, the Rhino drone. Use all these drones to your advantage. It's not just a game of gun-to-gun combat. Here I spawn in my tank again, and I think I go on a nice little tear here, and you can see why these tanks are a great choice in this game. They're a lot of fun to use, a lot of fun to just drill people with these huge artillery shells, and they take a lot of damage. I've already been hit by a rocket right here, and I'm still green. You can see on the bottom right corner of my screen, my left side panel is already yellow. That's how you know. You need to be aware. Each section of your tank has its own damage meter. I mean, the right, you could have 3 sides of your tank that are perfectly green and your tank will still blow up. See, my whole tank already turned yellow because I took a shot to the back of the tank where there's no armor. Smart that I finally turned around. I should have done it sooner, and the Apache is basically just lighting me up right now. Maybe I was wrong. I guess I didn't go on much of a tear there. But anyways, I took more damage than I should have because I was a little bit aware and I turned my shields a little bit. But see, here it is, being a team player, taking out the proximity launcher. Even though it would be a better idea to pull out a Rhino, I don't think I had a Rhino equipped when this game started. But I always have a class with a Rhino on. My next tip is switch your classes. Always switch your classes. I've never had a single game yet in Homefront where I've used the same class from the beginning of the game to the end. You have to think on your feet, you have to be versatile, switch classes. I mean, every class should have a different loadout that works well together. Use Penny Pincher with the Hellfire missiles, and then switch to that to call in your couple Hellfires. Then switch back to your main class. Do things like that. Use the quick health revive, quick health regeneration on a class that has flak jacket. You know, just do things like that work well together. There's so many combinations in this game for different classes that they all work well and complement each other. And this is the one area you don't want to be in on farm, is when you spawn over here. and now they finally spawn us on the other side of the map. But when they spawn you on that back left corner of the map, you can kind of get caught in a little bit of a spawn trap. So be aware of that as well. But like I said, always switch classes. Just be aware. Awareness is key in this game. You always need to be thinking on your feet. You need to make quick decisions. You need to be able to analyze a lot of data on the fly and make the best decision that's right for your team. You can see we lost here 0-2. You know, I did everything I could to try and help my team win, but sometimes, you know, your teammates just decide to sit in the back and snipe all game. But my last tip that I'm going to give you, I ran out of gameplay, sorry, but last tip I'm going to give you is keep in mind the way the developers designed this game is that the first set of objectives is going to be close quarters combat, and then whichever section you fall back to, they designed it differently. It's going to be long range combat. So keep in mind that if you start out with the LMG, you might want to be keeping in mind that it'd be a smarter decision to switch to an assault rifle in the second set of objectives. It'll give you the best chance to win, and that's basically what they said. That's how they developed this game. They want to switch it up on every map. So thanks for listening. Let me know if these tips and tricks helped you out, and I'll be sure to make plenty more of these in the near future.